Alrighty, so the other day I put out a video which was the best team of 2023 for the deer, and I of course got comments asking me to do the bird and the dogs as well. So it has been a while since I've messed around with some of these. I little factoid for you. Sometimes when I do the thumbnails and stuff like that, I'll actually go into bird just to get the little screen at the very beginning to actually like put those characters into the thumbnails, but I guess that's not really that important. But either way, you're gonna laugh. This team is really stupid looking, but it is actually very fast. I don't really think that there's any debating that. It's rocking attack crit on everybody. I do need to swap Tarmio Link because I just did a test run with this team, and surprisingly, Demon King actually does get targeted. I actually gave Demon King an attack crit damage set earlier today, actually, so that way when I do the dogs and stuff, because I figured I would probably use him on the dogs as well, because that's how it goes now. But either way, we are using the bird card set because we're not all one race or anything, so yeah, pretty normal looking stuff here. Let's hop into this thing. Alrighty, so here we are in floor 1. There's obviously nothing too crazy going on. Typically, I like to get rid of some of these like lesser used cards first. It is a little bit slower. We're not going to one-turn the first phase or anything like that, but this way I can actually let him hit me a little bit. Lost Vein could end up ranking up some cards if he gets a crit on me, and we can just kind of take it from there. I'll lose some HP. He'll put a debuff on. I'll use the cleanse or the Miguel to like heal, which is going to cleanse that off and give me more buffs and stuff. It's just a good time. So yeah, I don't know. If you're new to the channel or anything, feel free to subscribe. Obviously, this is a little bit of a weird one, but yeah, we're just going through and kind of revisiting some of the older demonic beasts. Some of you guys may be new. Some of you may need to still end up finishing up your, you know, your bird relics for whatever reason. There is a lot of bird relics, to be honest. It took me quite a while to actually get through them all, so I honestly would not blame you if you were a bit behind on them. So we're just going to merge some cards here and stuff, maybe get closer to some ultimates. Obviously, at the end of this turn, Demon King is actually going to rank up, and yeah, it's going to get a little crazy. He's obviously going to get his big stat boost, and it's going to go a little bit overboard here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this AoE. Maybe even get rid of this as well, and then we should be able to obliterate him with that. And I'll go ahead and grab. I'm actually gonna move this. I don't want to clog my hand up with too many ultimates just yet, because we're probably gonna use ultimates or like big cards. Wow, that on its own. I know that the single target here is gonna do stupid damage. I think it did like 600k in my test run. So yeah, 600k with a level 2. I mean, obviously I could have threw the level 3 out, but why would I waste that, you know? And typically in the first floor, the last phase is like a little bit of a concern sometimes. So I genuinely think that we'll be able to get through with these cards. I'm not 100% positive. I might end up dropping the ball a little bit here because that wasn't damage cap. This will do a little bit more than damage cap. I don't think the AoE is going to do damage cap, but then again, we're already this far in, and the this single yeah, Sever card right here actually did damage cap, so that's really nice. Obviously, LR Melee is an LR character, so he's got a lot of extra stats and everything. The big thing here is normally you can only do damage with the whatchamacallit, the what is the word I'm looking for? You need to use like Power Strike cards and stuff because he has like, I think it's just a ton of resistance. I don't know if it's ever been boiled down to like understand why this phase is the way it is, because the birds, like they have passives and stuff like that, but it doesn't actually tell you like specifics on some of these stages, so it's kind of hard to understand if you're like a newer player or anything like that. Like looking through the passives isn't going to actually save you and like help you learn like why you can't deal damage in this phase. So yeah, we're just going to basically, I mean the whole team is just a huge brute force. Alright, so floor 2, I'm pretty much just going to do the same thing. I typically just get rid of some of these lesser used cards just in the beginning anyway, because the AoEs typically do less damage. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm kind of just trying to just waste some cards in the beginning, kind of move my way through, because I don't want to rush this phase too much. I typically like to try to have at least a couple of decent cards on floor 2, because once you get to phase 2, you do have to be a little bit careful because there is a wipe mechanic if I don't one-turn it. So getting a bunch of these, I didn't mean to do that. Getting a bunch of these heal cards is maybe not ideal. Not really sure why he targets Demon King of all characters. It's kind of bizarre to me. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's just a little weird. at the end of the day. I think I'm going to throw... I think I'm going to double heal here. I don't think that's going to kill, but we'll throw this out. If this doesn't kill, we'll just use one more turn to grab cards, because obviously we got a little bit more heals than normal. Which we are giving a bunch of stats from Miguelda's passive as well. Yeah, we'll probably end up killing here. But as long as we have a Escanor card, we should be fine. It's not really that big of a deal. Normally you would have to rush like a Death Ultimate or have a Taunt on this phase. Wow, okay, that's actually really nice. Let's go for... maybe waste this, use these, and then I can get rid of that, I think. So this should deal damage cap. If these both deal damage cap, it should hit the revive here, and then we'll pretty much be good to go. Actually, I think... no, it's okay. Little bit more health than I was hoping for, but it doesn't really matter, because this is going to pop the revive, and the Miguelda card is going to be able to finish off. If you don't know what he does, he basically just gains, like... it's not even 10%. It's like 2%, maybe 3% of his HP at the when you take down his whole health bar. So you can't clear it in 4 cards unless you have like Scorch damage or like Roxy passive or something like that. Which the team that I was originally going to try was a Roxy team, but unfortunately it used Roxy, Ultimate Escanor, and Brunhild with Miguelda, and I really liked that. And when I tested it out to try it, unfortunately, Brunhild just cannot crit. I even have like part of my original set from the old days, whenever Bird first came out, where like my 2 attack pieces, one of them is completely rolled to crit chance, and one of them is attack. It used to be both pieces were rolled to crit chance, but eventually that was not really the strat anymore. So we don't really do that much anymore. But I don't have as many like hard hitting cards here, unfortunately. So luckily, I have 2 heals in hand, so whatever we draw, we should be more than good enough to kill. Actually, are we going to kill with just the Lost Vein here? I don't think so. Unless these just all crit. Well, I mean, they all do crit, but yeah, it's just shy of being able to kill there. If I would have got a little bit better RNG on like card draw, I probably would have been able to kill, but I guess it is what it is. He's going to crit me a lot here, which I guess is a good thing. He actually does remove my ultimate, which kind of sucks, but we have double heal, so it's not really that big of a deal. Plus, he did put a debuff on Lost Vein as well, so we'll just do this, and we're pretty much good to go, and then we can move into the final floor. So, I mean, you can see how quick and easy this is. I mean, we just have so much damage. Like, what is there to worry about, really? You know? Like, I mean, realistically, most of these are getting one-turned, and then if he does actually hit me, I mean, these characters are so modern and, like, have so much stats that it's not really that big of a deal. Like, the Bird is so old at this point. Alrighty, and here we are on floor 3. Floor 3 can be a little bit more scary. Typically in phase 1 here, you won't really do too much damage unless you're using level 2 cards. And the idea behind the phase is that you need to use level 2 or 3s, and he uses a blockade skill, which is going to prevent you from using level 2 and 3s. But, I mean, obviously we can just sort of... he's going to hopefully rank up my melee. Oh my god, no crits, man. No crits. That kind of sucks. That really would have been nice to level some of these up so I could have actually done some decent damage here. Please? Okay, there's at least 1 crit. These will be level 2s now, at the very least. Would have been nice to get level 3s, I'll be honest with you. But it is what it is. So that's going to cleanse it off. It doesn't show it as if it was a cleanse because it's part of her Holy Relic, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just going to throw both of these out and maybe this out, and then we'll just keep these cards for now. Good heal there. Obviously nothing crazy. If we do actually max out health whenever we heal, it should give us an extra stack of Miguelda's passive, so that's also really nice. I don't think Miguelda has the damage to actually kill here, because she's probably, I mean, well, I don't think there's any probably to it. She's the weakest character on the team, but obviously she is the unit that you use for the Bird, so it's kind of nice to just go ahead and throw her on. Ultimate not doing anything super crazy. Actually, all these AoEs are making Miguelda a little bit low, which is maybe a tiny bit frightening, I would say. Luckily, Demon King actually levels up himself here. I think we're just going to go ahead and double heal, so that way we can just sort of start gaining a bunch of passive here, and then... should I use the ultimate here? I think I'm going to use the Escanor card? Nah, let's go ahead and just use the Demon King card, I guess. We'll just use both heals. That'll give us a lot. We'll use this to kill, and then merge that. Actually, I'm stupid. I needed to do one more card there. Sorry, I'm not... I'm not the brightest, so, you know, obviously, if he has more than 30% HP, which is damage cap, you probably want to go ahead and use an extra card there. Sorry, that's going to be a little bit of a stall. I guess it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, we've popped stats at this point, so we are going to be a little bit tankier. He's attacking, you know, the Tarmiel linked character, which is great for me. I think he buffs himself here. No, okay, he increases our damage taken, so... not really that bad, so we'll just go ahead and waste these. Maybe move the Escanor card around for some ultimate move gauge, and then going into the next phase. The next phase can be a little bit annoying because he basically puts on this like gray buff, like once you get him down low enough. And with that gray buff, he's actually going to dissolve you if you attack into him. So we might as well use the ults here, just so that way we don't lose them, I guess. And then I think we'll just go ahead and throw one of these out and then one of these out. So that way that... I think this is going to kill, if I had to guess, because these three cards should hopefully deal damage cap. We're not even really worried about the Reflect here that he has on, because, I mean, realistically, I think it's a very weak Reflect in general, but it's actually kind of nice to get the Reflect passive, because it does so little to you, and the lifesteal that you get from attacking into it actually is enough to heal you back to full, which means you basically just stack tons of Magelda passives, which is just really good. So kind of a weird byproduct of that. We're going to try to use these. I don't 100% know if these are going to kill. That one didn't deal damage cap. I don't know if level 1s with Demon King will. Looks like they deal pretty good. I think we actually do kill here. The level 1 from Escanor should hopefully be able to get 10% HP down. It's like 11%, but yeah, okay, more than enough to kill there. Obviously, they're not hitting damage cap, but it's good enough. If you know, the longer you stall in that phase right there, the third phase, he's going to put these gray debuffs on, which restrict your cards, which is ideally not what you want. He's got the 50% revive passive on, so we're just going to go with... I don't know, just a bunch of damage. It's fine. We're not really that worried about it. I mean, he's going to survive with like 1 attack's worth of HP left, if I had to guess. We should pop the revive here and then do a little bit of damage into the next... Ooh, okay. I was actually expecting the 3 cards to kill and then this one to proc the... Or I was hoping he'd already have the revive proc at that point, but he can do a lot of damage in this phase. It is a little bit annoying. Obviously, if he has Overcome Crisis, which is the worst... like, or the better revive one for him, worse for you, then he can revive if you get him below, I think it's 25% HP, and then he just gets a huge stat boost at that point, so you don't really want to let him do that if possible. I don't have the greatest cards here, but I think the Lost Vein cards are going to do better. This will give him an extra stack, I think. Can he even have 5 stacks? I think it's maybe a max of 4? I think it might be 5, but I think we're good, actually. This level 1 card should actually kill. So, yeah, honestly, there's the bird. Really, really easy. I mean, that was with me not maybe min-maxing it as much as I probably could if I was, you know, a little bit more, you know, trained, I guess, on this. It's been a while, but I could probably, like, speed run this with, like, sub 10 minutes or something. So, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have any, any comments about that or anything. Feel free to ask. There was some other teams that I saw with, like, tier and stuff. Figured it would be a little bit lame if like every single modern, you know, Demonic Beast team was just like using tier in every, you know, one of the Ragnarok units, which obviously are a very good option, but you know, I think this one's a little bit funnier. Obviously, some of these characters you might not have. LRing a character is a little bit, you know, resource heavy, and you got to play Heroes Arena and stuff. Demon King is obviously a festival. The one ultimate is kind of old at this point. He's been on a couple banners, but you might not have him for whatever reason. And then Magelda is a Ragnarok character that they bring back pretty often, I say, and or I would say. And then she's you know, she's pretty old too, so she's been on a lot of banners. So either way, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.